Alright guys, another project here. This is my 04 F-350. Recently I noticed it started leaking diesel, as you can see from all the marks down there. Here's the fuel pump, and it's leaking from right there. So that's where the drip's coming down. Of course, this thing already gets horrible gas mileage as it is. I just went on a trip. My mechanic said it needed the blue spring upgrade. So went online, found this kit. I like it because it gives you a cover that is blue, that you can tell that the spring has been replaced. And it came with everything, so I've already looked it over. It's got all the bits and pieces. That's what I'm going to attempt to do. Evidently it's fairly easy. It's around 1:40 in the afternoon, and I'll show you real quick just how long this is going to take me. Okay, so first things first, went ahead and removed the hose from the degas bottle, or degauss bottle, whatever. I just tucked it up in here. I pulled out the air filter box here. All I had to do is loosen this up and disconnect the airflow sensor. So now I can get to this bottom one. I've already loosened up the top one right here. These are 11 millimeter. So these two coming out, and then I'll pull off this pipe. That will give me access to the actual fuel pump or fuel filter. I don't know what they call it. Anyways, hasn't taken me long. All I used is this so far to loosen up that, and an 11 millimeter socket, and that's about it. Oh, since I removed the air box, I have a serviceable filter. I'm going to go ahead and clean this, since probably need a new one. This thing's supposedly had a lifetime warranty, but because I'm not the original buyer, they wouldn't give me that. Got a nice bug collection right there. So kill two birds with one stone. I'll go ahead and clean this up and stick it back in there once everything's done. Alright guys, so my truck is an 04, but it was built in 03, and I guess they replaced this later on with a cheap ass piece of plastic. Like I said, you only have to loosen up the one. You don't have to release both of them if you don't want to, because all you do is yank it off, and you don't have to use a pry bar or anything. You can just pull it because this is metal. I've seen them use pry bars on other ones. You don't really need that. Same thing on the bottom. I just loosened up the one collar, and then the whole thing just easily pops off. So here's where I'm at. Now you can see I have better access to this. And, until I need a new dipstick too. This thing's broken. So 04 with 200,000 miles. So yeah, you're gonna have crap that goes bad. Like I said, there's the other silicone. And like I said, all I did was loosen up this clamp here. So not a big deal. I saw something that said T27 Torx bit for these. I don't have that, so or maybe I do. I gotta search my tools anyways. Alright, well, every other video I've said, this is 13/16 and this is 22 millimeters, something like that. I don't have that size, so guess what? I got this. This is adjustable to any size you need. I'm gonna break this off. I don't really care about this because the new kit that I bought actually already has that connection on there. So nice little saving if you don't want to, have to break that off in this one. Damn it, this thing keeps getting in my way. Anyways, just an FYI. Alright, so this is so freaking dirty. I had to go get a tool to scrape some of this gunk out of there just to get the Torx bit in there. So that's what I'm doing. So just so you know, I'm using a handheld T27. When I get up there, I just push down with my hand and just, I've been loosening these up. So these are already loose. The only one I couldn't get this was in here was, it wouldn't even pop in there. So I figure once you get it nice and loose, once you break that, there's no, that's it. There should be no problem. Maybe even going with a T25 just to get it out of there. So, I was going to mention, they always keep talking about putting a zip tie. This one already had it on there, so once I release that way you don't have to fish it out from wherever depth the hell it goes to. And I got this rag here. I'm going to use this rag when a little bit of diesel is going to pour out. Apologize about the sound. When it's not traffic, it's airplanes fighting the California wildfires down here. We have a runway here close by. Like I said, Department of Forestry is coming in with these big old jets. And normally we don't have this kind of noise here in this neighborhood. So. Okay, so here is the factory, or the one that was on there. These little suckers right here, yeah, they are T27. Like I said, I used this one right here just to loosen them up. And then I used T20, which I did have to remove the bottom ones because that made it a little bit easier. And it really doesn't matter if they get a little bit messed up because, again, the kit comes with its own stainless steel one, so don't matter if these get a little jacked up, because you won't be reusing them with this kit. So remove everything out of there and start putting it back together. And it's around 2:05, so I've been on this probably about 30 minutes right now. So gasket, of course, is just sitting on there. That came off really easily. The bottom one, pulled out the spring, and this little plunger, here it is right here. You can tell this is really stiff now, this gasket. This one, same thing, it's really stiff. That came out really easily, and then I used the same pick to pop it out from the top, and that's this little part right here. And that one came out in one piece, so that's good. So nothing broken, everything cleaned off, and I'm starting to put it back together. Okay, so here's the kit. Nice billet cover. Here's, like I said, the new spring, and here are all the gaskets that come in the kit. I'm assuming these are some kind of instructions, and a nice little decal. So nice. I will definitely probably be using everything here, so just going to start putting it back together. Okay, so just looking at the images again, and you can see there's an O-ring there, or a little gasket. This one didn't have it on there. This little brown one's in there, so I assume, because there's like a groove on the bottom side, that this is the one that goes, and it sits perfectly in there. So just don't forget that one right there. That one is not installed into the kit. So just so you know, keep the rag there in case you drop this little thing like I just did. But everything else just slid right in there, and I'm assuming that's good. I don't see, it's like it's not falling off. So one other difference is these are no longer Torx bit, but they are Allen head, and went in my toolbox, and this 5/32 one seems to fit it perfectly. So yeah, just make sure you have both Allens and Torx, and you should be good to go. Alright, so here's where I'm at. Of course, everything got in there, gasket, and I slid the blue spring inside the little divot, put all four, hand tightened them, and then try to do a quarter turn. This bottom one, though, I think is stripped, so I'm wondering if that was my original issue with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on, or just, you know, hit the ignition so that the fuel pump starts to pressurize. And I definitely need a new dipstick also. Cross my fingers that this is gonna hold and I'm not gonna have any more fuel leaks. Okay, so when I cranked it on, I could hear the fuel pump. The air pump is still going, but I got nothing, no leaks right now, so I'm gonna try to crank it over. Flying, but it was coolant. Nice and dry. Alright guys, well, it's been just over an hour. I think I'm good. It's going to take me a while because I said I'm cleaning my air filter. It's, once it dries, I'll put it all back together again. But yeah, if you know what you're doing, I think this 45-50 minute job. I like this fact that you can actually tell that it's been changed. So that's the only reason I bought this kit, because I see people replace them and there's no way to tell whether it's been upgraded with this new blue spring that's supposed to create more fuel pressure. It's supposed to help your fuel injectors, all that good stuff. So so yeah, took me just over an hour. But like I said, I was not prepared. I mean, that was from scratch. I grabbing every tool, and like I said, once my air filter is nice and clean and dry, I'll put this all back together and take it out for a spin, make sure we're good to go.